Hello, guys. It's been a while. How are you guys doing today? Sorry, it has been a long time with you guys doing these tutorials like I usually do, but again, I've been very strong, so please pardon me. Yes, but I'm happy to be here again. I'm quite delighted and I'm better now. Thank you very much. Yes, please. So today we are going to be talking about our Miss Boss, if you like. Yes, Miss Boss or mastering chain, like some people would call it. Okay. Yes. So what about this? Uh, there's what I like to call, or what some guys call top down missing. Yes, top down missing. Now this is the process where you sorry, this is the process where you put some like you would master, right? You put those plugins you will need to master right in your miss bus or your stereo bus, if you like, or your master bus, even while you are missing from the start. I'm trying to say you put everything you need on your master bus, the plugins, all the plugins you need, and you miss into them. Yes, that's how the pros do it. Trust me, that is how they do it. So I'm trying to say, when you get a mix, you don't just start mixing, start pushing faders, panning. Of course, those are very important. First thing first, before you throw plugins in, then after mixing, then you now export and take it to mastering. No, okay, that's not how it's done. You put those plugins you need to master already on your master bus. Put that limiter, limit the song. Yes, maximize the song. You get the points. I'm sure you do. Then you miss into the plugins on your master bus. Trust me, you get faster and better result that way. So, but in this tutorial, I'm going to show you what I use on my master bus. Pardon me, because of my CPU and all that, I had to export this track separately. Yeah, and just show you guys what I usually do. But I don't export my mix and take it to a separate session to master. No, I miss into my mastering plugins. That is how I do it. Now, without wasting much time, please, if you know you're new here, and you've not subscribed, or you've been here before but you've not subscribed, because I noticed 97 or 98% of my viewers aren't subscribers. So please, I beg you and I beg you, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell notification so you can get notified each time I post content like this, please. So hit that like button, subscribe, so you get notified each time I post content like this. So without wasting much time, let's jump into what we're doing. So what I do is, after, let's assume these are my sessions, drums, guitar, the music and everything. So I will send everything to my, after creating my bus, of course, bus for separate element, drum bus, bass bus, music bus, and all that, vocal bus, background vocal bus, all vocal bus. So I will send this to my miss bus. I call it my miss bus. Okay, other people, you can call it your master bus. So my miss bus then goes to my stereo out. Now my stereo out, there's usually nothing. Sometimes I just put analyzers, like maybe frequency analyzers. But for this tutorial, I'm using Cubase, so I like to put my analyzers, maybe a stereo analyzer. I'm not using that for this tutorial, but I like to put my Yulin loudness meter, so something just to read the loss of the whole mix. Yes. And another thing I like to do is I like to reference. If you notice, this is a mix by Victoria Manet on my mama. It was mixed by Tizio. Yeah, Tizio is a great mixing engineer. Shout out to Tizio. Yeah. So the essence of putting this track is, as I'm mixing, I'm referencing the track. I'm referencing for low end, mid range, and top end. And again, I'm referencing most importantly for the loudness, LUFS, right here. So that's why this track is here. But I'm not going to play this track because I don't want to have copyright strikes, right? So let's jump into our tutorial. So this is the track we have. I'm just going to play the track briefly with my plugins bypassed on my mix bus. So listen. Oh, Maria, Maria, Maria.
let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up. If no be ego, I don't really give a fuck. Real or fake, please just let me know. Friend or foe.
Okay, that is the song. By the way, this song is not finally, this is not the final mix. Okay, I just had to use this material because of this tutorial. This song is not out yet. This is not the final mix. The song is by Sosa. The title of the song is Friends or Foe. Okay, now let's jump into our tutorial. So on my mix bus, the first thing I like to do on my mix bus, remember, I'm mixing into these plugins from the start. I don't wait till I finish the mix and export and start to master. No. So the first thing we have is the arrow base. Now I like to use, I'll just hide this Yulin loudness meter now for the last part. I like my plugins to go through my arrow base. Okay, yes, the essence of doing this is I take my frequency to 32, which is the lowest on the arrow base. Okay, and I drive my intensity very low. The essence of doing this is to make the low end sound round and like kind of add an octave lower. Okay, that is the essence of this, and I'm driving it the intensity knob is very minimal. Okay, I'm not doing too much. Yes, I just want to get that background feel. So if you have good speakers, good set of speakers, big speakers, maybe 8-inch, 10-inch, 15, or good set of headphones that can replicate low ends, I'm sure you hear the difference. So I'll play without this plugin, and halfway I will engage the plugin. Let me just loop a point where the kick comes in and the bass. I think around here, that should do. So let's listen before the plugin.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up. If no be ego, I don't really give a fuck.
Now let's engage the plugin. Listen.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know.
So I'm just going to exaggerate this a little so you can have a feel of what it's doing.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up. If no be ego, I don't really give a fuck.
I'm sure you hear the difference, right? I'll play again like that.
Friend or foe, I just wanna know.
Engaged.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know.
Yeah, that's what we're getting from this plugin. That thick, round, low end, especially when you listen to the bass, you get that roundness. But again, this is quite too much, and this is mastering, so we take it down. Okay, till we are satisfied with it. Okay.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up. If no be ego, I don't really give a fuck.
I think just about there is right. Remember, you have to be subtle. It's mastering, right? Now, the next thing I like to do, I like to follow with this plugin called Pro Q3 by FabFilter. This is a very good plugin, by the way. Yes. What I like to do on this plugin is I like to take away some very low end rumble that we can barely hear. Okay, so I like to take that out. 30 Hz on my mids. Okay, on just the mids. Yes, I'm taking that 30 Hz. Okay, on the mids. Then I like to boost around 60 just to get some knock out of the kick. Okay, and I like to do this in a dynamic way. I'm not boosting. If you can see, this 0 dB. I'm just when the kick hits.
Friend or foe, I just wanna know.
Yeah, so it's just giving that kick a kind of more punch. Yes, around there. Then yeah, I'm dipping some little. There was something I didn't like on the mid range around this 400 Hz, so I'm dipping it on the mids also, not on the sides or on the stereo, on the mids. Then I'm just bringing a little of the vocals out at this point, 4 kilohertz at dynamically also on the mids also. So I'm going to play this, bypass it, and put it in halfway so you hear the difference. It might be so subtle, but it makes a difference. So listen, I hope you hear the difference anyway.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up. If no be ego, I don't really give a fuck. Niggas steady, they underrate. See, I no get class, but I graduate. Top G for this metrics, also
Without?
hard. Feeling like
Wait.
state. Bad energy away. You know, go she got be. I be just day your day. Fuck. Real or fake, please just let me know.
So what is happening is that I hear it's a little bit cleaner from this. Then the kick just adding some more punch around this. Then the vocals jumps out a little. Now if you notice, I'm not doing even up to a dB. See, I'm doing barely half dB. I'm just making little moves, and this little moves count overall. So the next thing I like to do is I like to follow with another Fab Filter Pro where I'm just working on the side. So on this one, I'm just clearing the side, taking off the mud off the side. We don't need that low end deformation on the side, really, we don't. So at around 85 hertz, I'm taking off a lot. Sorry, around 85 hertz, like I said. So on the side, so I'm taking out 85 hertz. Then I just want the vocals to shine and some instrument to shine. So on the side, things on the sides to shine anyway, whatever I span to the side. Yes, so around 3K, I'm just doing a boost here. So the boost is okay. I went up with this one at 1 dB, 1.5 dB. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing with this one. Let's see if we can tell the difference.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up.
Yeah, I don't know if you hear the difference, guys. It's so soft, but it works. It's when I engage the plugins as if it's cleaner. Okay, it's just cleaner. If you pay attention, that's what you get. So moving on, the next plugin I like to use is Vitamin. I like to use this plugin because it does a lot. Yes, it does a lot. When I use this plugin, I usually go to my stereo and I make it mono. Okay, sorry, and I make the job mono. There's a way you can do that. You can take a plugin and put it on the last thing on your stereo at a mono plugin, okay, or it's a stereo plugin and just make it mono. Something that can make your mix mono. I like to listen in mono sometimes, okay, to hear what is too loud or to hear what is knocking. Now, I like to do that first before using this plugin. Now, when I load this plugin, all I do is I go down to this the low session and I make this narrow. The essence of this is that everything in the middle will be well centered, like the kick, the lead vocal, and anything that's in the middle. It will just make them stand out and make them be pronounced more. Okay, this is what I'm doing with this plugin. I'm taking this by default, it will be at the center, okay, which is barely stereo, but I like to take it down like mono it. Same thing with the low mid, this other session. I just like to take mono it a little, just a little, not so much. Then the mid, I like to leave it natural. The high mids, I just like to push it up a little. Then the highs, I like to push it around 2 o'clock. Yes, I just like to push it a little more. Then on the knobs, I'm not doing so much. This is default. This is just 0.1. This, I'm taking it down a little. This, down a little. This, just a little also. Yes, just to give you some shine, and yeah, I'm sure you get it. So we're going to listen in mono with this plugin bypassed. Okay, then halfway I'll engage it. Let's see if we can tell the difference.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up.
Sorry, the mix is lower because so much was going into the plugin. I think I had to reduce what was going in, but let's leave it at default and let's see, please.
Let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just.
Okay, you notice it's a bit louder, right? So let's not let volume full also. I'll just take. Yes, so the mix is a bit loud, like I said, sorry. But when what I do is I have to compensate for volume so we don't get food. Remember I said we're taking this, I'll get rid of this for now. We're taking this to mono. I like to check this in mono. Yes, I'll just drop the volume by the outputs. minus 2 dB. So I bypass and play first, then engage the plugin so we hear the difference.
Fuck, real or fake, please just let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up.
Now, like I said, the difference is subtle, but it's good. So little, but it contributes to a better overall mix or master at the end. So if you listen out for the low end, the punch, the high end too, yes, you'll notice it. Then if I turn this to what is it called? So stereo, you notice how wide, a little wider, and open the mix is also. So I'll play again by pass, then I engage it. Listen out for these things I've mentioned.
Fuck, real or fake, please just let me know.
Engaged.
Fuck, real or fake, please just let me know.
I'll just make this stereo.
Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up. If no be.
Now listen to the hi-hats and the top end. Okay, anything at the top end when I engage this.
Fuck, real or fake, please just let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know.
Yeah, subtle. It's as if they're a little more open, more brighter. You can hear them more. You can feel them more. So that's what this plugin is doing. So moving on, the next plugin on my chain is what I call this plugin is invisible limiter. What I'm doing on this plugin, everything is at default. The limit level 0, input 0, output 0. Everything is just at default. The only thing I'm changing is by default this will be at I think clip or suppress. Yes, suppress. But I usually like to turn this to true because I just want the audio to go through. And what this is doing is that it's bringing the mix forward a little. Okay, it's bringing everything forward like in your face. That's what this plugin is doing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just allowing the audio pass through this plugin. More like I'm using this plugin for its color. Okay, I'm really not dialing anything, as you can see. So bypass, and halfway I engage it, so you can tell the difference.
Fuck, real or fake, please just let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want no
In.
fake love, I just want my money up. If no be
Out.
ego, I don't really give a fuck. Niggas steady, they underrate. See, I no get class.
In again.
Top G for this metrics, hustle hard. Feeling like Andrew Tate.
Pay attention to the vocals at this stage. Pay attention to the vocals. Without. Wait. You notice it just pushes everything forward, like in your face. Very little, like I said, but it adds up at the end. So the next thing I like to do after that is this plugin called Tunecentric by Greg West, the great Greg West. Yes, a music producer and a mixing engineer, top-notch guy. Yeah, so I like to use this plugin just to get some body, some more tight low end, some cleaner mid-range, and some top end. That's what this plugin is doing. Just one knob. It's a great plugin. I will usually do this. I don't know if you can see the lighting up. Yes. So I usually use sometimes 2. The highest I can use for this is 3. This for me, this is usually the sweet spot. But for this mix, I'm going to just leave it at 2. Okay, it's going to be so subtle, but I'm sure you'll be able to hear the difference. It makes a lot of difference. Now listen without. Listen out for the lows and the highs. I think that's the one you hear most. For the lows, the kick, the vocal, the highs, the hi-hats, the shakers, or what have you. Yes, please pay attention to that. So bypass.
Real or fake, please just let me know.
Now engaged.
Real or fake, please just let me know.
I'll just push this a little so you hear what it's doing.
I just wanna know. Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up.
Now it's beginning to distort. You don't need to use it that much. I think for this mix 3 is about fine.
Real or fake, please just let me know.
Without. Pay attention to that low end, please.
Don't want no fake love, I just want my money up.
You see how it brings the kick and the bass forward. Yes, that's what this is doing. As well as the top end, just subtle. Now another plugin I really like to use on my mix bus is what we call the mix head. Now this plugin is Metric Halo partnered with Make Believe Studios, and they made this great plugin. Now I'm just going straight to a a preset called The One. I believe the preset is by the great Seban Genia. Yes, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name well. Please forgive me. Pardon me. So the only thing I'm changing is the tape speed. It will usually by default be at 15, but I'm changing to 30 for this mix. And I discovered 30 works just well for me. So I'm going to play without and let's say halfway I'll engage the plugin so you can hear the difference.
Real or fake, please just let me know. Friend or foe,
So it's bypassed now. Now let's put it in.
No fake love, I just want my money up. If no be ego, I don't
Bypass.
really give a fuck. Niggas steady, they underrate. See, I no get class, but I graduate. Top G for.
Now what I want you to listen out for is listen out for the mid-range, the top end, and probably the low end. Now what this is doing is bringing the mix forward as well as making it open, clearing some low mids also, and adding some kind of top ends. Yes, that is just smooth. Top end that is not harsh, but it's just smooth. Okay, it's kind of smoothens the mix. Sometimes I will use the mix head without using the two-centric. Sometimes I'll use the two-centric without using the mix head, but I was experimenting and I decided to try both, and I noticed it worked for this mix. So hence I'm using the mix head for this mix. Let's play one more time without the plugin. Halfway I'll engage the plugin. So when this is yellow, it's bypassed.
Real or fake, please just let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know.
Let's engage the plugin.
Real or fake, please just let me know.
You see, it's brighter, it's clearer, it's more open. Yes, it's more open. Then the second to the last thing on my chain is the God Particle by Credo Audio and Jason Joshua. So all I'm using this plugin, it's a great plugin. I like what this knob does, but for this mix, I'm not using this. I'm just using the limiter. Okay, I'm just using this segment, the limiter, to get some volume. So at this time, I'll engage our loudness meter where I just check my LUFS. Now I check this LUFS based on my reference track. It's always good to mix with a reference track that is close to the kind of song you are mixing. Okay, and this reference track is by Victoria Monet. On My Mama. This was mixed by Tizio. Yes, Tizio is an amazing mixing engineer also. So I had to reference the track. I think this track was peaking at about -7, -6, but I can't play that now because of copyright strike, so sorry about that. But again, I'm just targeting the LUFS, and I had to make us about -7, -8 thereabout. So that's what I'm using this plugin for, just for limiting, okay, to push more volume.
Real or fake, please just let me know.
As you can see, we are peaking at -7, -8 roughly. So that is what we are using this plugin for, just limiting. I'm turning off every other thing. Okay, yes. Then the last thing on my Miss Boss chain is the post EQ. Yes, I like to do some post EQ. Now the problem with limiting and compression is that, or compressor, is that it chops off your low end and you lose some kind of low end, especially when you don't have a very good limiter. So I like to follow up with an EQ afterwards, where I'm just boosting, doing a kind of fairly wide boost at around 20 hertz. If you can see, I'm just doing so little. It's barely half a dB. This is plus 0.29 dB. So little, very little, guys. Let me just put this on at around here. Okay, so you see. Okay, let's make this 30. No, sorry, 3 dB. So yes, so you see the moves clearly. But again, I'm doing just plus 0.39, barely half a dB. That's what we're doing on this track, to add some more low ends, okay, that we probably lost when we limited the track. Then I'm doing a little deep, a little cut at 300 Hz, just to remove some muddiness on the mids only, on the mid channel. Yes, at about -0.24 dB, so it's so little again. Then I'm kind of pushing up the vocals in the mix up some more at around 3K, plus 0.15 dB. Guys, very little, very subtle, but it makes a huge difference. Then the last one on the mids, I'm boosting the highs just to get some more brightness on the overall mix on the mid session. Okay, and this is around 22 hertz, 22 kilohertz, and the boost is just 0.16 dB. You might not be able to tell the difference, but again, let's give it a shot. Without.
Real or fake, please just let me know.
Now wait.
Friend or foe, I just wanna know. Don't want
Without
no fake
again.
love, I just want my money up.
I don't know, I hear the difference loud and clear. Though it's subtle, but I hear the difference. Okay, the vocals pushes out more, the mix is brighter, the mix has punch. Okay, yeah, so that is it, guys. That is how we get that is how the pros process their mix bus. Okay, now remember I said you put these plugins after you have balanced your mix. You must have grouped your mix. After you've done your panning, you've done your faders, you've balanced the mix, and you throw this into your mix bus. Okay, and you mix into them. That is how you get quick, better, and a well rounded mix. Okay, it's what the pros do. This is their mix bus processing. Is the final touch for a professional mix. Thank you. So guys, please, like I said, if you are new, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified each time I post content like this. So till we meet again, guys, enjoy your day.
Real or fake, please just let me know. Friend or foe, I just wanna know.